Hello, I am Andy Garcia, and today I'll be talking to you about discourse communities. In the words of linguist John Swales, discourse communities are groups that have goals or purposes and use communication to achieve these goals. Most of us belong to at least one discourse community, even though we don't recognize them as such. To verify if you belong to a discourse community, you must verify that it fulfills the following 6 requirements. 1. Have a broadly agreed set of common public goals. 2. Have mechanisms of intercommunication among its members. 3. Use its participatory mechanisms primarily to provide information and feedback. 4. Utilize and possess one or more genres in the communicative furtherance of its aims. 5. A specific lexi. 6. Have a threshold level of members with a suitable degree of relevant content and discoursal expertise. Discourse communities can be further divided into categories such as work, school, friends, and family. This varies from person to person, as we don't go to the same school, have the same friends, or the same family. I'll be talking to you about one of the discourse communities I belong to, Rocket League. But before I talk to you about how it fulfills its requirements, I'll go through a walkthrough on how the game works. When players launch the game, they are asked what type of queue they'd like to enter, as well as what region they'd like to play on. Players can queue 1 versus 1, 2 versus 2, or 3 versus 3, depending on their preferred playstyle, which for most is a 2 versus 2 queue because it provides balance between team play found in 3 versus 3 and the solo skill displays found in 1 versus 1. Rocket League is similar to soccer in that the ultimate goal is to score more goals than the opponent does. However, it is different because it is cars that hit the ball instead of people, and that cars use boost to propel themselves into the air or to travel through the ground quicker. It is speed, accuracy, and decision making that separates the best players from the worst. When all players have joined the game, a countdown begins and the players start the game. The ultimate goal is simple: score on the enemy opponent's net and don't let the enemy score on your net. The game, however, is far more complex, since players must be able to pass to teammates, aim their shots as far and as hard as possible away from the opponent, and manage their boost properly, among other things. Similar to how golf players use different clubs for different purposes, Rocket League players use different cars which differ in their hitboxes, which affects how the ball interacts with the car upon colliding. Goals. The most widely shared goal by members of the community is to improve their gameplay and rank. The ranks range from Bronze 1 to Grand Champion, with Bronze 1 being the lowest rank and Grand Champion the highest. Since different keys require different skills, players have multiple ranks respective to the different keys. Other goals include entertainment, playing with friends, a feature made possible by the game's party system and third-party platforms. Intercommunication. The community discusses ideas and strategies through the Rocket League Discord and the Rocket League subreddit. Through these platforms, players discuss novel strategies and Rocket League related news and other miscellaneous topics. Information and feedback. The goal of the mechanisms it uses is to establish a hierarchy of skill through a complex matchmaking ratio system that rewards and punishes wins and losses respective to the opponents faced. This way, good players play against good players and bad players play against bad players. In this image, we have an example of a player being promoted to Champion 2 Division 1 as a result of winning 1-0 against the enemy team in a 3 versus 3 queue. The wins and losses provide the system information regarding the player's skill, and the system calibrates the player's subsequent matches to best fit that player's skill. Genres. One of the most unique genres exclusive to Rocket League is the quick chat. Players are able to quickly send out information to their teammates through their controllers or keyboards without massively interfering with their gameplay, as is the case with typing. Typing in the in-game chat is generally reserved to deeper information and only sent between goals to not interfere with the gameplay. A second genre is the Steam Chat. As a game on Steam's platform, players can enjoy Steam Chat feature where they can message their friends privately. And finally, players can use third-party platforms such as Discord voice channels to communicate using a microphone, which provides quick and hand-free communication. In Rocket League, a very specific lexi is used, generally to specify the positioning of players on the field. For instance, in this clip, J-Master J-Man, the player at the bottom, will be calling out something such as cheat, which means he will quickly follow the ball following the kickoff. Another call that may be used would be by players in the back, such as Z-Fractor and Skylar. They would call out something such as third, which signifies that they are last man to the ball. Players can also signify vertical positioning, such as up. This means that the player is currently flying for the ball, such as in this clip where we will see Z-Fractor flying up for the backboard ball to clear it away from his net. Players in Rocket League use very quick callouts because it's a very fast-paced game. These quick callouts allow them to provide positioning information that their teammates can know. They have to provide this information because camera is limited and they can only see one part of the field. In the Rocket League community, members of expertise include professional players such as the FC Barcelona squad, high-ranking members such as those in the top 100 on the leaderboards, and Rocket League coaches with experience analyzing the game at a high level. I hope I've taught you a little bit about what Discourse communities are and successfully provided an example of one. Thanks for watching.